What's going on, everyone? It's Sheena, aka Sheenapreneur, your favorite veteran. Today I want to talk to you all about free help versus paid help. What is the best, direction? Really, this is a tricky question because it really just depends on you and where you are in your life and your government contracting journey. So some people feel like they don't want to pay for service, but sometimes it's inevitable. You have to pay for service. You have to pay for clothes, you have to pay for food, you have to pay for shelter. Do you have to pay for a government contracting course? Maybe, maybe not. It's up to you. There are people that come to me all the time. I mean, my DMs and my comments on YouTube and everything are flooded. They're flooded all day, every day. So, and I don't get to everybody. I used to be able to get to everybody, but I don't get to everybody anymore. But really, it's all about, deciding what do you want out of whatever you're paying for. So if you're paying for, let's say, a guru, you're paying for someone to help you, make sure you understand what it is that you're getting. In my course, GovConNOW, I teach about federal contracting, local contracting, and corporate contracting. I also have a section for my veterans. As you can see, I got my I am veteran shirt. Ooh. But I have, I teach about all those things, and then also it includes like my mentorship, where if you have questions, you can reach out to me, schedule calls with me. There's a lot of scams that are out there, just like not scams like people on the internet teaching about government contracting, but just like straight up scams where people are seeing that you registered in sam.gov and they are, just saying, hey, the only way for you to get a contract is to pay me $5,000. And so I offer the mentorship because I don't want anyone to get scammed. And it may not be $5,000, it might be $50. And so you're like, oh, this seems legit. It has to be legit. It has to be something that needs to happen in the government contracting world because I'm brand new and I don't understand it. So I'm here to diffuse all those things that you may run across where it'll end up costing your pockets in the long run. So that's just something that I feel is really, really important in my course and my mentorship. So also when it comes to paid resources, there are other avenues. There are other just regular classes. Like there are educational classes like for the FAR that you can go out and pay for. You can learn it for free just by reading it or whatever your choice is. And then there's free resources like the sba.gov. I believe it's sba.gov/government contracting or /contracting that you can really read up on how government contracting works, and that is 100% free. You have the SBDC, and there's usually an SBDC in every major city and also in some of the outlying cities in every state, and they are more like a small business development center, SBDC, and those are more for business understanding, but also some of them do have an understanding of government and corporate contracting. So it's really good to utilize the SBDC because it's a free resource, and make them do their job. Make them do their job, because if you don't, like they're funded by either the state or the city, and so if you're not utilizing them, then those programs go away. So make sure you utilize the SBA and the SBDC. Also, the PTAC. The PTAC is in usually every major city as well, and it's Procurement Technical Assistance Center, and it's usually attached to a college. So in Georgia, it's the GT-PAC, so it's Georgia Tech PAC, and they are specifically set up to teach about government contracting. Now, the extent of their assistance can vary greatly. There are a lot of people who reach out to the PTAC and do not have good experiences. They reach out to the SBA, and also under the SBA is SCORE, and that's like a mentor program, if you will, where you can be connected with a mentor, and some people do not have good experiences with that as well. But don't let that deter you. Don't let that deter you, because everything is not for you at the time that you reach out to get the information. So it could just be timing, because SCORE mentors are volunteers for one, and there may not be someone who could actually help you at the time that you do reach out to SCORE. So don't take it as like a complete loss. Just say, okay, it's just not my time. When it comes to the PTAC, again, they're not all created equal. So just depending on how invested that employee is at the PTAC will determine your experience with the PTAC. But they are supposed to assist you with general understanding of government contracting at the very least. And usually they have like a software that sends you bids, government contracting bids. And I believe they usually do local and federal. And they'll send them usually to your email. There's a weird way, like in Georgia, where they have to like connect your NAICS code. It's weird, but nonetheless, they send out bids to you. Some of them do assist with bid assistance, but really it just depends again. But again, if you don't have a good experience with them, do not let that deter you. And it is a free service, so you have to kind of take the good with the bad. And they'll have a website usually, and if you just Google PTAC, PTAC, then you should be able to find the local one in your state. It comes up with a map, and you're able to select your state and hopefully a city nearby you. So free help and then paid help. So you can always hire someone to write proposals for you. I strongly recommend not hiring someone to write proposals for you at the beginning of your journey. Why, Sheena? Why should I not do that? It's because really you need to be experienced with writing your own proposals, because what happens if that person starts charging too much money? What happens if you can't even afford to pay someone? Then what do? Right now, y'all got AI, so there should be no reason why anyone has any questions about how to write a proposal. Put it in and figure out what happens. Just submit the proposal. You can use AI, but you can't use it exactly the way that it spits the information out to you, because a lot of the contracting officers are picking up on that language that a lot of AI programs use, and it sounds really robotic. So you have to put, professional language on there, or your voice, depending on whatever type of proposal that you are creating. So yes, AI is a very helpful tool, but it's a tool in order for you to do things better than how you would normally do it. So really, AI, there's a free AI and there's paid AI, so that's a whole other separate thing. But when it comes to you writing your proposals, a lot of times you don't even need to write a proposal. People ask me all the time, where's the proposal template? I need a proposal template. Now in my course, I do have a proposal template. I have awarded proposals. I have all that stuff in there, but really some bids do not even require a proposal. They literally require quotes. They require just the numbers. So you all are looking for proposals and you don't need them. Especially at the local level, they usually just want you to fill out just documents, and you complete the documents. It's very redundant with your company information, past performance, usually history about your company, and whatever legal documents they have you sign. So it really is, a lot simpler than people make it, and you just have to just dive into the process and don't let the documentation scare you. And depending on what industry you're in determines how long usually those solicitations are going to be. So the best practice is to actually submit one. Now you can fake submit one. I've heard people say that they do that. They just get it already, but they don't actually submit it for various reasons. But then there's also, you can submit it and then ask for feedback, because that's the best way for you to learn and that's a free resource, is submitting a proposal or submitting a quote, submitting a bid, and just asking for feedback from the contracting officer or contracting specialist. And they're supposed to, by law, tell you what you did wrong, or just say, oh, your prices was too high, but you had a great proposal, or your proposal was missing A, B, C, D, whatever the case may be. And so you'll know what to do next time and how to fix it. So that's another free resource that's not even like really a resource that just everyone utilizes. That's one of the best teachers that you can possibly have. And just the practice of doing the solicitations, completing the solicitations, doing the proposals, doing the bids is your best teacher. So what do I recommend? I recommend that you utilize whichever service you feel works best for you. I started free first because I had $1 and a dream, and I needed to soak up as much information as possible, as free as possible. And I'm always advocating for free first. If you don't have the money, you don't have the money. So you got YouTube University, what you're watching right now. You have the SBA, sba.gov/government contracting or /contracting. You have the SBDC, which teaches you about business in general, and that's a Small Business Development Center. You have the PTAC, that's your local PTAC, that's Procurement Technical Assistance Center. Those are free. Free. And then also asking an agency for feedback or a debrief after you submit a proposal or a bid or an RFQ or an RFP. So those things are free resources that you can use in order to gather more information. Google is your friend. Even AI can be your friend. You can ask AI, how to do government contracting, and it'll spit out some information that maybe you don't know. Then you have the paid side, where you pay someone to teach you about government contracting. Like you pay a human being. You call me, you contact me, you do a consultation with me. I also offer consultations in addition to my GovConNOW course. And then you might do a boot camp, an in-person boot camp where you learn about government contracting. And of course, that's all going to be paid. So depends on your learning style or how much money you have, how much money you're willing to invest. I always say, like, if you can afford it and you really trust the person that you are listening to, and you believe that what they're expressing to you is real and just, and they won't steer you wrong, pay to play. And this is one of the only industries, government contracting is one of the only industries where you really don't have to have a lot of startup capital. I was in real estate for several years. I actually just got out of real estate 3 weeks ago, like where I officially just got my own house that I live in, right? And so before that, I was flipping, I was a landlord, I was wholesaling, all of that, right? And you had to have money. You had to have money to do this stuff. And so government contracting is one of the few industries where you don't have to have any money to get started. You just have to invest your time, and people don't want to invest their time. So I'm like, well, what do you want to invest my time? Like, you want to take my time or you want to take someone else's time, but you're going to have the money or the time. Those are your two options. So if you don't have the money, don't waste people's time. Just wait until you're ready to either pay or research and look things up. There's going to be some gaps because everyone has gaps where, you're trying to figure out, okay, I got this far, I understand this, and this, but let me pay someone to get more information about the gaps that I have, or something just not making sense, something is not jiving. So I'm all about trying to get as much information as I can for free on my own, but then I'm also like, hey, I need to pay somebody because I'm missing this piece of what I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to learn. So paid services, free services, it really just depends on where you are in your journey. But of course, my course, GovCon Now, teaches about federal contracting, local contracting, and corporate contracting. I have something for my veterans. I do consultations. I do those sparingly. I don't do those a lot because, I'm really trying to do what I do out here with my company. And also we have the GovCon Moneymakers community where it's 100% free to join, and we share information and resources and love and kudos in that group. So you can check the link in the description box. So until next time, it's your favorite veteran.